those leaders that have accepted to be here. So it's an important one for our continent. It is important for Russia.
President Buhari in Sochi set for Russia-Africa Summit Wednesday.
Another initiative is the full activation of the private sector-led 6 special economic zones.
Trade and Investment Ministry to establish agro-processing zones in 2020 to accelerate government's diversification drive.
The committee is actually meant to facilitate and help the ministry.
Enabling conducive environment for information dissemination, NAS committee and agencies rub minds. Plus, setback for Boko Haram terrorists as more commanders succumb to federal might. Good evening and welcome to Network News on the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Kenen Ima Abodike. Also reading with me tonight are Dotun Oguyemi in Lagos and Zulay Muhammad in Kaduna. President Muhammadu Buhari is in Sochi, Russia, the Russian Federation, ahead of the Russia-Africa Summit beginning on Wednesday. The summit, expected to last 3 days, will focus on exploring and expanding opportunities in security, trade and investment, science and technology, as well as gas production. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the report.
The Nigerian Air Force 001 aircraft conveying President Muhammadu Buhari and his entourage arrived Sochi International Airport at 12:30 Tuesday morning local time. The president, accompanied by the governors of Ekiti, Gombe and Zamfara states, was received by a high-powered Russian government delegation led by the mayor of the city of Sochi as well as the Nigerian ambassador to Russia. Also at the airport were the Minister of Foreign Affairs, National Security Advisor, and other senior government officials. At the Russia-Africa Summit, President Buhari will join other African and Russian leaders to bring fresh perspectives on some global issues and challenges like nuclear technology, energy development, digital transformation, environment, technical security, mining and steel, education, agriculture, infrastructure, and development strategies.
More than 30 heads of state and prime ministers have pledged their commitment to be here. President Muhammadu Buhari is part of those leaders that have accepted to be here. So it's an important one for our continent. It is important for Russia. At the end of this summit, it is hoped that Nigeria and African countries would put together for themselves a new security architecture for the continent that should hopefully, take from the Russian experience in protecting cities against terrorism, in protecting our borders against infiltration by criminals, inflow of weapons, of drugs, smuggling, and illegal explosives. So security is important. We obviously would expect developments in trade and investment, which lies at the heart of the meeting itself. And such matters that may also impinge on culture, identity, and sovereignty of nations on the continent.
President Buhari is scheduled to meet with President Vladimir Putin of Russia to further strengthen relations in security, trade and investment, as well as building partnership that will enhance Nigeria's huge gas potentials.
Nigerians will not forget Russian support for the unification of Nigeria, the support they gave to Nigeria during the Civil War years, at a time when some of our traditional friends had deserted us. Russia is still doing so much for us, dealing with the procurement of military hardware in tackling the insurgency, particularly in the northeast. It is important that President Buhari is here at a time when the effort is being made to push out permanently the insurgency in the northeast and infiltration by ISWA, Islam in West Africa groups. So I believe that a lot will be discussed on matters of military procurement. The Russians have achieved perhaps the greatest success anybody could using the gas resources available to their own country. Nigeria would be talking to Russians on possibilities in enhancing and utilizing our enormous gas resources. There will be discussion on power, iron and steel. Don't forget Ajaokuta. So all of these things are important in the view of the president, and they will be put on the table.
An African business forum which will bring together African and Russian business leaders will also be held towards enhancing Russian investments in Africa and promoting African business interests in the Russian Federation. From Sochi, Russia, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Joining me now in the studio to discuss Nigeria's place in the first full-scale top-level meeting between Russia and some African leaders is Clement Onoja Aduko, Nigeria's former diplomat to Moscow. You're welcome to Network News.
Thank you very much for having me.
President Putin has expressed readiness to strengthen military, technical, and humanitarian cooperation, as well as assistance to African countries. How do you think Nigeria can maximize these, considering the realities on ground?
Yeah, thank you so much. In my own very considered opinion, Nigeria has all to gain by establishing very close and cordial diplomatic relations with the Russian Federation. His Excellency President Vladimir Putin had all this while tried to show the influence of Russia across the globe. And of course, he's not unaware of the dominant influence of China on the continent. So Russia also wants to establish that kind of very strong hold on the continent of Africa, considering the enormous potentials available in the continent, especially within the confines of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria, like we all know, is a country that has enormous potentials and would also want to key into the global agenda to foster her own economic growth, and especially trade with all these major countries of the world. It has always been in our own best interest to take advantage of the enormity and the potentials of Russia to also help our own country grow in various aspects, especially in trade and investment.
Okay, participating countries at the Sochi summit have also been advised to package solid proposals aimed at enhancing bilateral relations. How can Nigeria avoid conflict of interest in view of the renewed interests by other superpowers in recent time?
That is very interesting because during my 4-year stint, the Director of Trade and Investment, the Embassy of Nigeria, the Russian Federation in Moscow, the Russians had always tried to give an excuse that maybe because of the distance and because of the fact that Nigeria is far away, and that most ECOWAS member countries, including Nigeria, of course, have tried to turn to the West more than to Russia. But now, the realities of today and has introduced a paradigm shift in that kind of thought, and that is the justification for this issue of trying to bring Nigeria and other major players in the African economy closer to the Russian Federation. It is very, very obvious that Nigeria will maximize the advantage of this rapport that the Russians are trying to establish with African countries, of course with Nigeria on the focus. Everybody knows that Nigeria has the largest economy in the continent, and with the enormous potentials we have in terms of population, in terms of a natural resource endowment, Russia and Nigeria will have mutual benefit when they all come together and work closely with one another.
That brings to mind the Ajaokuta project, which Russia is said to have offered to complete. How good is that offer for the socio-economic development of Nigeria diplomatically? Yes.
Of course, the arguments about how to continue and proceed with the huge investment and resources already in place at the Ajaokuta Iron and Steel Complex has always dominated discussion, both within and outside. But then, I am very convinced that if the Ajokuta Iron and Steel Complex comes fully into operation, one, it will create a lot of employment for our teeming number of unemployed youths. Two, it will also generate that homegrown investment possibilities that we would need to attract more other foreign direct investors, because the Iron and Steel Complex, incidentally, I come from that part of the country, and I've been there several times to see the enormous waste in that kind of place, which of course, if put back into use, will have a lot to do with us. So invariably, Nigeria, when Russia, since they have agreed to come to partner with us to complete that abandoned project for so long, Nigeria will certainly maximize benefits from that mutual cooperation, in my considered opinion.
Thank you indeed for your thoughts on the news tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
We were speaking with the former Nigeria's diplomat to Moscow, Clement Onoja Aduku. Now, a federal high court sitting in Abuja has ordered the interim forfeiture of 23 landed properties linked to the former chairman of the Pension Reforms Tax Team, Abdulrasheed Maina, and his son to the federal government. Justice Folashade Giwa Ogunbanjo gave the order this Tuesday following an ex-party application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Olabode Arewa reports that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission filed an ex-party motion seeking an order that Abdulrasheed Maina and his Faisal son should temporarily forfeit the said landed properties, allegedly being the proceeds of fraud. The 23 properties in question were alleged to have been purchased in two names, and the ex-party motion counsel to the EFCC, Salisu Abubakar, indicated that the properties were located in Abuja, Borno, Kaduna, Sokoto, Kano, and Nasarawa State. Justice Folashade Giwa Ogunbanjo, while granting the order, directed that the interim forfeiture notice be published in the National Daily within 14 days. This is to enable anyone with an interest in the 23 properties across the country to show cause why they should not be permanently forfeited to the federal government. The Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment aims to establish agro-processing zones across the country in 2020. The Minister of State for the Ministry, Mariam Katagun, stated this while defending the Ministry's 2020 budget before the Senate Committee on Trade and Investment. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Unko reports.
The 2020 budget defense at the National Assembly is now in full swing. The number of entrants and budget scrutiny sessions tell the story better. As early as 10 o'clock Tuesday morning, the management of the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment had appeared before the Senate Committee on Trade and Investment to provide justification for 12.1 billion naira proposal for 2020 fiscal year.
Another initiative is the full activation of the private sector-led 6 special economic zones that are to be located in Lekki, Eimba, Funtua, Ibom, Kano, and Benue.
To strengthen your ministry and agencies, we call upon you to bring up the existing laws that need amendment for further action.
In one of the committee rooms where the management of the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the NFIU, Modibo Haman Tukur, explained to the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes that the intelligence agency is to spend 3.5 billion naira on the construction of the ongoing office headquarters of the Commission. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi had defended the budget of the maritime sector before the Joint National Assembly Committee on Maritime Transportation and House of Representatives on Port and Harbour.
The ministry is proposing a total capital budget of 748,296,254 naira.
For the Senate Committee on Power, it was time to wrap up its 2020 budget scrutiny, with the Minister of Power, Saleh Maman, ruling out some of the proposed projects in the 2020 budget.
Kasina Wingford, Kashimbula Hydro Project. The project is expected to be completed before the end of this year. Zungiru Project, Mambila Project.
Senate Committee on Capital Markets interacted with the Acting Director General of the Security and Exchange Commission, Mary Udok, where the committee advised her to revive Nigeria's commodity exchanges and introduce new products into the market.
The issue of unclaimed dividend must be thoroughly dealt with by SEC and CSCS for investors' confidence and growth of the capital market.
Meanwhile, the Niger State Caucus in the National Assembly briefed National Assembly correspondents, during which they urged federal government to intervene in what it described as the deplorable condition of major roads in Niger State.
And what we are asking for is a state of emergency to be declared on 3 roads in the first instance. Of course, it will be our wish that all the 33 roads will be fixed.
The Niger State legislators solicited a special intervention fund for 3 roads, Mina Suleja, Jeba Kaduna, and Bida Lambata roads, from the National Assembly. Ignatius Unko, NTA News.
The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Serika, says establishment of a national air carrier and an aviation university are among plans of the ministry under its public-private partnership for 2020. He stated this while addressing the House of Representatives Committee on Aviation during the ministry's budget defense. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
With a proposal of more than 41 billion naira as capital expenditure for 2020, the Minister of Aviation says the amounts, when released, will be used to sustain infrastructure renewal and upgrade of necessary aviation equipment for safety and security, including other projects to be undertaken under the public-private partnership.
We have also approached the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning to provide viability gap funding for the establishment of the national carrier.
The Civil Aviation Act, forwarded to the National Assembly by the President, both sides agreed would improve activities in aviation. Also at the House for Budget Defense was the Minister of Science and Technology, during which he highlighted the ministry's budget performance for 2019 and projections for 2020.
We have the Nigerian solution. We have been able to come up with something that is distinct, completely Nigerian. You need to read the Science, Technology and Innovation Roadmap. That roadmap that is 2017 to 2030 has given assignment to all ministries, departments and agencies.
We as a committee, together with the minister and the ministry, have to find a way of making all the science and technology institutions in Nigeria effective.
The minister commended the National Assembly for working in tandem with the ministry in efforts to put Nigeria on the world map as an emerging nation on new innovations in science and technology. When the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Akindari, appeared before the House Committee on Youth Development, he informed the committee that more than 70% of appropriations to the ministry goes to the NYSC scheme, stressing that the ministry has not deviated from its core mandate of national unity and sustainable development.
The 2020 budget proposal emphasizes investment in our citizens, particularly the youth, in order to achieve the growth aspiration of government and the goal to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty.
At the National Assembly, we will back up the ministry whenever and whatever and however they want to make sure that Nigerian youth get the best out of the system and out of the polity.
Meanwhile, House Committee on Public Procurement at a budget defense session with the Bureau for Public Procurement says our stakeholders' efforts should be geared towards implementing reforms of the present administration to curb corrupt practices in procurement procedure.
Also, the committee will intensify its oversight function with a view to strengthen the Bureau for greater productivity.
The Bureau, through its prior review of contracts in the year 2018, saved more than 26.86 billion naira for the federal government.
From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Still in the National Assembly, the House Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values and the Ministry of Information and Culture have recommitted themselves to collaborating more towards effective, better improvement in information dissemination in the country. Adebola Bruskless Sunday tells us more.
The minister and his team were received by the chairman of the committee, Olusegun Odebunmi, who in his remarks said information management is critical to national cohesion and development.
Honorable colleagues, invited guests.
In this regards, the chairman promised effective oversight to ensure Nigerians get the best from the ministry and its agencies.
This committee will oversight all agencies under its jurisdiction without any other witch hunting. The approach will also be a police patrol method, preventive in nature and not fire alarm. That is detective.
That remarks obviously pleased the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who said the familiarization meeting will go a long way in helping the committee to understand the challenges of the ministry and help fast-track solutions to enhance productivity.
The committee is actually meant to facilitate and help the ministry. That is the purpose of the committee. Even when the committee comes to do oversight, they are not coming there with the purpose of punishing anybody. They are coming there with the purpose of listening to our complaints, and where we are not doing too well, let us know. Where we are doing well, encourage us.
The Information and Culture Ministry and its agencies are scheduled to defend their 2020 budgetary proposal at the National Assembly Wednesday, 23rd October 2019. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
Boko Haram's top commander captured. Details in just a moment. To stay with us.
National blogger. I travel a lot. Canada. India. Times Square. Hollywood.
Shut down New York, and then we'll be back in India. This tour is going to be fantabulous. I'm telling you the truth. We are shutting down London. But it's been an awesome time hanging out with you. It's time for dance. Hey! You must be on Glow.
Is that your new pickup line?
Glow Super Value Pack. Enjoy more talk time with data and more data with talk time in Nigeria and your favorite international destinations. Because as a comedian, I like to talk.
So true.
So what do? Oh, I'll call you. Dial *777# to choose a plan.
From our wonderful family, meet Smalley, our little one. He's always hanging out with friends. Packed with healthy nutrition, nourishing vitamins, power-up protein, strength of calcium, revitalizing energy, Hollandia yogurt is bursting with goodness inside and out. Hollandia yogurt, it's all good.
Hey, bro, what's up, man?
Wait. Sure, son, I won't device a carry.
Enjoy more data than before on Airtel Home Broadband. Get up to 160 gigabytes on routers with 25,000 Naira and 55 gigabytes on Airtel MiFis with 12,000 Naira. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by
Airtel, the smartphone network. In a country filled with different and unique kinds of people, there's no such thing as one size fits all for everything, especially sleep. That's why there's a Muka specially made for you. The Pepe Dem Gang, the Mamas, the Daddies, the Papas, the Zaddies, the baby girls, the fit fam, and the I cannot come and go and kill myself. Whoever you are, there's a Muka for you. So find your Muka today and wake up feeling good and ready to take on the day. Visit www.muka.com.
Your information dey important, just like your identity. Now the only way we fit take hala you o. Make you go browse easy.gotvafrica.com. Sign in with your IUC number and mobile number and scroll down to personal details and address. Then check well to see say everything bam. You fit change the one wey not correct. To finish everything, just click the save button and it don't finish.
Thank you. I make sure say my phone number dey correct. That's not why GoTV fit call me make I come collect my own awoof.
Angel, time for my phone that why because now my correct phone number dey for book.
GoTV, live it, love it.
Now look me again, no. Make you go do your own.
Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit 2019 holds on the 6th to the 8th of November 2019. The summit will take place at the Banquet Hall Presidential Villa, Abuja, Nigeria. Theme: leveraging diaspora resources for economic growth. Sectors: agribusiness, education, training, healthcare, entertainment, sports, hospitality and tourism, infrastructure and real estate, manufacturing, extractive industries, telecommunications, technology and innovation, waste management and environmental remediation, transportation. For registration, visit www.ndis.gov.ng. For participation and sponsorship, please call 090-177-77008, 0817-2244-660. Convened by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission.
Welcome back. Nigeria's enabling business environment continues to improve as the nation's ministries, departments and agencies comply with the Ease of Doing Business Executive Order 001 of 2017. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports that Vice President Yemi Osinbajo this Tuesday received the 2019 compliance report on the executive order.
The Enabling Business Environment Secretariat, the operational team of PEBEC, monitoring how well ministries, departments and agencies are complying with the Executive Order 01, presented its second report to Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the Council's meeting.
Updating ourselves on all of these progress that we are making with respect to the ease of doing business. So thank you very much and congratulations everyone.
On efficiency compliance ranking, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission came first with 96.33%. On transparency assessment ranking, the Federal Inland Revenue Service scored 100%. While on cumulative compliance, the Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority came first with 88.37%.
Just hope that this report makes it such that we have more commitment from ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government. The idea is to have access to information, transparency. We also have our report gov. So we have there some testimonials and some good news of people that have complimented some of the work of the MDAs also. So it's an informative document. It's quite interesting and I think everybody should take a look.
The impact of the compliance to this order is the nation moving up and sits at 146th position out of 190 economies in the 2019 World Bank Ease of Doing Business ranking, but still with the determination to move up to the 70th position by 2023. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NT News.
The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development is working on a framework that will produce a unified national social register to track beneficiaries of social investment programs. This came to the fore during an interactive session between officials of the Ministry and the National Assembly Joint Committee on Social Investment Poverty Reduction in Abuja. National Assembly correspondent Vivian Idebefo has details of these and other engagements of the lawmakers.
History is one of the new ones created by President Muhammadu Buhari to coordinate social intervention activities and give focus to government's resolve to improve the lives of the people. Haja Sadia Umar Farouk, flanked by presidential advisors on social investment and other officials of the ministry, briefed the joint committee on the task ahead as well as the success stories like the school feeding program, which have made Nigeria a global reference point in the fight against social inequality.
About 9.9 million school children have been fed across the country, and we have also touched on unemployed youths. So it is an ongoing program, and we hope that by the year, in 10 years' time, we'll be able to achieve Mr. President's objective of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty.
The committee is ready to give you 100% support to achieve the objective of the government of delivering to the Nigerian populace the goodies that will help reduce poverty and improve the social welfare of the country.
We are working towards achieving one goal: to make your Ministry of Poverty Alleviation, Social Investment, to make it succeed.
From the joint committee room, the minister moved to the House of Representatives for an interactive session with the House Committee on Internally Displaced Persons. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs continued its budget defense before the House of Representatives Committee on Niger Delta.
I want to appeal to the chairman to personally intervene with the other committee in the Senate, so that we can iron out the gray areas so that it will make your job easy.
I will help you. I will need to make a case to the leadership, to the speaker.
In a related development, the Senate Committee on Public Accounts has directed the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to make available all relevant documents needed for a seamless budgetary process before the end of the week. From the National Assembly, Vivian Idebefo, NTA News.
Let's now go to security matters, where in yet another successful covert operation, the combined troops of 26 Task Force Brigade, 21 Special Armored Brigade and elements of Civilian Joint Task Force, while acting on a piece of intelligence, conducted a sting operation against some Boko Haram criminals hibernating around Polka General area of Goza, local government area of Borno State. In a statement by the Nigerian Army Operations Media Coordinator Colonel Aminu Iliasu, the operation led to the arrest of 16 active Boko Haram members. Preliminary investigation revealed that some of the arrested suspects participated in the heinous attack on Polka and Goza, including the barbaric execution of some Nigerian police personnel some time ago. 2 of the arrested Boko Haram criminals have been on the Nigerian Army Most Wanted Boko Haram list, earlier published on Series 41 and 90. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukoro Yusufu Baratai, has commended the Theater Commander Operation Lafayette Dole, Major General Olusegun Adeniyi, as well as the officers and men of Operation Lafayette Dole for this commendable feat in service of their fatherland. In a related development, the Air Task Force of Operation Lafayette Dole has neutralized several Islamic State of West Africa province ISWAP fighters at Bukar Meram on the fringes of Lake Chad in the northern part of Borno State. In a statement by NAF Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ibikule Daramola, the operation was executed on the 21st of October 2019 based on credible intelligence reports that indicated a resumption of the use of the location to provide logistic support to the terrorists using fishing as a cover. 81 suspected kidnappers, robbers, and internet fraudsters have been paraded by the Nigerian police force. Doyin Dia reports that amongst them is the notorious Ibrahim Issa, otherwise known as Danny, and his gang, who operate along the Abuja-Kaduna highway.
Of the law, 44 years old Ernest Eboho is a graduate of microbiology, claimed to be an orthopedic doctor with the United Nations. His job is to identify unsuspecting female partners and defraud them online.
The requirement is you should pay some money for your insurance, for your life and health insurance. It's $1,050.
Another case presented to the press is the Shuaibu Kaduna kidnap and armed robbery gang who operate along the Abuja-Kaduna highway.
That he is the member of the gang that blocked the road on 26th of August and killed the police inspector.
Operatives here also extended their investigative and operational activities to Taraba State, where another kidnap gang numbering about 21 were all rounded up. That gang stands today totally decimated.
There were other cases of kidnapping, illegal possession of firearms, amongst others. Exhibits recovered from the suspects include 10.1 million naira ransom, military uniforms, laptops, cars, and ammunitions. Doyin Dia, NT News.
In line with its corporate social responsibility, NNPC Total joint venture have distributed 40 tricycles and 16 minibuses to youths of Egiland in Obwa, Egbama, Ndoni local government area of Rivers State. The initiative is part of the joint venture's economic empowerment program for youths of its host community of OML 58. Emmanuel Lene was at the official handover of the transport scheme and now reports.
The distribution of the 40 tricycles and 16 minibuses to youths of Egiland in Rivers State is another of several interventions by Total E&P Nigeria Limited, operating partner of the NNPC Total joint venture, to encourage and boost enterprise development within its host communities, this time that of OML 58. The initiative will, among others, support inter- and intra-communal movement of persons, goods, and services within the local economy, as well as support the potential of the youth in creating wealth. Deputy General Manager, Community Affairs and Development, Total E&P, Port Harcourt District, was represented by the Manager, Business Enterprises Development, Mr. Patrick Idoko.
Total E&P Nigeria Limited has consistently maintained that investing in people and giving them skills and the wherewithal to progress with an aim to build a society is one of our goals.
President General Egi People's Assembly, Apostle Magnus Elemele, commended the initiative by Total to move Egiland forward and charged the beneficiaries to make good use of the opportunity.
Total has empowered a lot of people, and today they have come up with tricycles and minibuses. My advice, let them live from grass to grace.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed appreciation to Total, promising to keep to the terms of the cooperative initiative.
In this gesture today, we give succor to hundreds.
I really want to appreciate Total for the initiative.
Beneficiaries are expected to pay off cost of the items and income generated used to relaunch the scheme for others to benefit. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
Now, the Buhari Media Organization has advised the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to avoid any action that will truncate smooth academic exercise nationwide in the name of protest against President Muhammadu Buhari's insistence on full implementation of the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System, IPPIS. The group said ASU should not allow itself to be seen as saboteurs of a scheme that is bound to weed out ghost workers and improve the efficiency of payroll administration in public universities. The group noted that the scheme had saved the country more than 330 billion naira since 2017. In a statement signed by its chairman Niyi Akishiju, BMO said ASU's plan for a showdown over IPPIS could easily be interpreted as corruption fighting back. BMO further accused ASU of mobilizing 8 members for the strike, even when records showed that federal government had agreed to take the peculiarities of the university system into consideration. Let's now join Dalton in Lagos for stories from that zone. Hello, Dalton.
Thank you, Kenna, and welcome to Lagos. The former governor of Abia State, Orji Uzor Kalu, has denied all allegations brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, before Justice Mohammed Idris of the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos. Kalu was alleged of conspiracy and money laundering and a sum of 7.65 billion naira. Ambalero Ogbara has this and 2 other court cases held this Tuesday.
The former governor of Abia State, Orji Uzor Kalu, has been on the case of alleged fraud for about 12 years. After the prosecution and the defense counsels adopted their written and canvassed final arguments, Justice Idris fixed 2nd of December 2019 for judgment in the trial. Meanwhile, the 6.9 billion naira fraud trial of the former governor, Ayodele Fayose of Ekiti State, continued at the court this Tuesday, with a second prosecution witness, Abiodun Oshode, narrating to the court how the bank took a billion van to the Akure airport to evacuate a sum of 1.219 billion naira from an aircraft. The trial continues Wednesday. Still at the Federal High Court, a popular hip-hop artist, Naira Marley, is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on 11-count charge. He was arraigned on the 28th of May 2019, but pleaded not guilty. He secured 2 million naira bail with 2 sureties in like sum. Naira Marley and his accomplices allegedly used Access Bank card number issued to other persons to obtain fraudulent gains. Naira Marley, through his counsel, Olaleko Ojo, SAN, prayed Justice Nicholas Oweibo to halt proceedings until a motion he filed is determined. In the motion, the defendants prayed the court to compel the EFCC to furnish him with the prosecution witnesses' statements. He prayed the court to hear his motion before the prosecution calls its first witness, but EFCC counsel Rotimi Oyedepo said the prosecutor was not in possession of the required documents. Besides, he said the defense was not entitled to the statements as of right. In a bench ruling, Justice Oweibo granted Marley's prayer and adjourned trial till Wednesday, 23rd of October in Lagos. Abolore Ogbara, NT News.
The MTN Foundation What Can We Do Together initiative is aimed at complementing government's efforts at improving the quality of lives in Nigerian communities. And matching words with action, the foundation organized an award and appreciation dinner in Lagos to honor nominators from the Southwest region who answered the telecom giant's call. Awal Yusuf Jibo reports that 510 communities across the country have benefited from various projects.
The telecommunication giant MTN has been operating in Nigeria since 2001. It introduced various empowerment and community-based projects running into hundreds of billions of naira to fulfill its social responsibility to Nigerians. In furtherance of the extension of the company's Milk of Kindness, the What Can We Do Together initiative was inaugurated to encourage the people to be more conscious of their individual power to trigger positive change.
We have asked our communities members to nominate projects that they can see it create value for the local communities.
We've had different sorts of projects from boreholes to transformers, school furniture, a whole range of projects.
Director MTN Foundation Dennis Okoro described the nominators as heroes and heroines who deserve to be celebrated.
Those boys who nominate their community, sometimes it's a youth couple who is working some far away place like Yola and was teaching in a school where children had no seats and desks. And when they get this MTN alert to apply, they apply for the school, not for their home state.
Some of the nominators gave account of their experience.
Most people, they do ignore messages. I want to urge you not to ignore any message you see, because since that's every message I see on my phone, I do reply.
If all companies that are making profit in the Nigerian economy can follow the lead of what MTN is doing, I feel this Nigeria will be a very great place.
The MTN Foundation was incorporated in 2004 to offer a sustainable and focused channel through which MTN Nigeria will drive its corporate social responsibility initiatives. In Lagos, Awol Yusuf Jibo, NTA News.
Another contribution from Lagos. Network News continues after this timeout. Please stay tuned.
A very tough guy who knocks out every opponent, but now he's been knocked down by malaria.
Amatem Soft Gel.
Amatem Soft Gel makes treating malaria easy. Amatem Soft Gel is a game changer.
Amatem Soft Gel are good to combat malaria for body.
Available for adults and children. Say no to malaria. Yes to life.
Son, being good at something requires strength. It requires pushing yourself. It requires putting in more. That's why the new improved Bornvita is packed with vitality and a great taste.
What we are really cultivating here is a better future for all Nigerian women, and it's not always easy. Panadol Extra relieves headache, backache, joint pain, toothache, and menstrual pain. The pain is worth it.
When be saying now today or 4 days when my girls won't come visit and I need to go expire.
Oh, my guys, they can't follow me watch this match. I must not fold the hand.
Babe, what's happening now? Sorry to disappoint you, but my subscription don't expire.
The match is not on my GoTV package.
Now your holla be that. I beg, give me your phone. Look, I show you how you go take do it for my GoTV app for your phone.
Life is so much easier with my GoTV app. Make payments, clear error messages, change your package. You can also check your due dates and keep abreast of your payment history.
With the corner,
The new My GoTV app is everything you need in one place. So what are you waiting for? Download My GoTV app now from Google Play or App Store to enjoy the easy life. GoTV. Live it, love it.
Has succeeded to pool a galaxy of stars from the north, south, east to the west, and central Africa, and also those that are domiciled beyond the shores of Africa under one roof.
After exchanging thoughts on Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation (NDIC) at 30 and the prospects of deposit insurance services in the face of technology-induced financial risks, the corporation settled in to unwind at 8th anniversary dinner. Onengia Fiveace was there.
30 years of protecting the finances of Nigerians deposited in banks. 30 years of protecting banks from financial crisis through effective regulations, and 30 years of building public confidence in the financial sector of the nation surely calls for a celebration, and Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation (NDIC) is sparing no expense in celebrating these decades of results-oriented deposit insurance services. Decorations, glamorous apparels, and captivating cultural performances set the tone for a remarkable 30th anniversary celebration for NDIC.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a night of long speeches, but one to dine and enjoy the company and ambience.
To have had 30 years of huge success, giving us confidence to walk into the bank and putting our hard-earned money. I think they deserve everything we are giving them tonight.
International collaborators joined in sharing the success story of NDIC, curious to learn best practices from its examples in deposit insurance services.
Together, our two organizations will for the development of our deposit insurance system and promote stability.
Efforts of pioneer staff whose contributions formed the pillars on which NDIC is growing were rewarded. In Abuja, Onengia Fiveace, NTA News.
Zulay in Kaduna Network Center will now bring us the latest from there. Zulay, you're on.
Good evening and welcome to Kaduna. The more than 38-kilometer Hadejonguru Phase 2 federal project linking Jigawa and Yobe State has formally been handed over to the federal government after 1 year mandatory maintenance by the construction company that handled the project. Mohammed Musa Askira reports that the handing over was done in the presence of stakeholders of the transport sector.
At the cost of about 8 billion naira by the federal government during the previous administration, the 38.8 kilometers Hadejia-Tunguru road could not be completed as stipulated in the contractual agreement due to delays in the release of funds. In line with the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration of continuity, therefore, funds were promptly made available for the continuation of the projects, an effort that made possible the completion of the project in 2017. Before the reconstruction of the road, it was closed for use due to its inaccessibility, particularly during rainy season for years. The completion of the road, which links Nigerian commercial city Kano and Borno through Jigawa and Yobe states, will have economic impacts on the lives of citizens living in the areas.
The job that was awarded to the contractor has been executed, maintained satisfactorily up to this present time. We are now taking our project back, which now the agency responsible for maintaining the road will take over.
Some residents in Guru local government area in Yobe State, where the new road ended, commended the federal government, adding that the reconstruction of the road will spur business activities in the areas. From Dutse, Mohammed Musa Askira, NTA News.
And that's our bit from here. It's back to Kene in Abuja for more on Network News.
Thank you, Zulay. Nigeria is set to compete with technologically advanced nations in the area of science and technology in the nearest future. This is because of the exhibition of some scientific performance of students identified in the ongoing NTA ETV Science and Arts Children Expo 2019. Ikechukwu Ndukwe reports.
Mohammed Tijani Ilyasu of the Mutare Adnan Day Science College, Kanu, Oyelowo Ololuwa of ICAST International College of Arts, Science and Technology, Oyo State, and Christian Asha of Government Secondary School, Lafik, Ebonyi State, are upcoming artists and scientists trying to fix the issues of renewable energy, environmental degradation, and waste-to-wealth technology in Nigeria.
Our project is on biogas system for household cooking. It is a source of renewable energy, which is from methane gas. Methane gas is from organic matter, from waste materials like kitchen waste.
You convert slake lime obtained as a byproduct from the manufacture of ethane, that is commonly known as acetylene gas, to caustic soda.
I invented a thermodynamics biogas generator. The generator is beyond generating electricity. It can be used to power other heavy equipment because it uses biogas from cow dung and then palm wine.
For the GMNTA ETV Esosa Ekponwe, the future of Nigeria is bright with young talented scientists across the nation.
You know, some children, they have some hidden talents. This is an avenue for them to come to bed, to bring up what they have in them. If you go around, you see one little girl, from a picture she gets a drawing out of you and looks exactly like you.
Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, was on hand to inspect the children exhibition to boost their morale. In Abuja, Ike Chukundukwe, NTA News.
More reports ahead on Network News. Do stay with us.
Achieving zero hunger in the country, games, challenges and prospects is the focus this week on NTA Tuesday Live. The program at 10:30 p.m. this Tuesday promises to be incisive and informative. Don't miss it.
Channel where you watch just now don't waka. No panic. There's no panic. You go do it by yourself like ABC. Oh yeah, press the menu button on top your remote. Scroll up and down till you see Information Central. Then press OK. Press OK. Check the signal strength and quality. If the signal strength and quality pass 70, make you press the exit button, go back. Go advanced options, then choose installation, then go to reset and press OK. Press OK.
Wow, now you sef fit catch all those channels wey be one miss road by yourself. Yes, make your groove for no loss. You see as I do am, abi? And I see as I do am.
Go TV, live it, love it.
Sports update is next.
Following victories recorded by Nigeria on the continent and the world